and get a picture taken, then you have a chance to have your picture taken and put on the World Cup scoreboard the day of the game. So if you really want to get famous, if you really want to have something, really.
Yeah, you have a look,
You
alike.
probably, no, there's nothing alike about us two. There's nothing alike.
What's your name?
We have the same barber, but that's about it.
Did we just supposed to do a window? And who's doing the interview? Is she?
I'm sorry, guys. You
like
look
Twilight
like
Zone.
family. I mean,
We are brothers from another mother.
I'm from another life.
We're about 2.5 feet. So talk to me about Extreme Makeover. Is that talk to us about?
Yeah, Extreme Makeover Home Edition Latin America, has this great idea to come to Latin America and make houses for people in need. So I'm here because I'm the color ambassador as well for Sherwin Williams. So yeah, we go in this partnership, and then they help us with these big drinks and to help people in need.
So it's kind of like Habitat for Humanity does here at Florida. You talking about you go out and build homes?
Yeah. Yeah, you know the same show that Ted Pennington, is the main host. Well, we have this for Latin America. It means, from Mexico to Patagonia, all the way down. We have done houses in Chile, Argentina, Mexico. So it means that I've been traveling a lot. Yeah.
Well, talk to me about how important bloggers are to what you do.
Well, it's easy because it's part of, expanding the message. Right now, it's an amazing initiative, and we want it to get into everyone, and everyone to get involved with the message. And they are very important, very important in this initiative.
And where is your next conquest, if you will? Where is it that you're going to?
Well, we just finished up the second season of the show, and we're pre-producing the next season. So this is we don't know where exactly we are going, but as soon as we know, I'll tell you.
How do y'all select where you do the extreme makeovers at?
You mean the families?
Yes. How do you choose them?
Wow, this is the tough part because there are so many submissions, and we have just 10 houses for 10 families per show. So imagine it's like from 2 to 3 countries per season. So it's based in the story, basically the story of the family, and we prioritize the needs. But this houses needs to be functional for kids with illness and mothers, head of families, and also it comes to a law requirement which the families needs to be the owners of the house. Yeah.
Well, listen, God bless the work that you do. There's certainly no doubt that you guys in your own way are a bunch of angels to take care of that. We have Habitat for Humanity, which is in Miami, which is the same kind of thing. We go
Tell
out.
me about it.
Well, Habitat for Humanity is an organization which actually empowers other individuals who've never done this kind of work to grab a hammer, to grab a saw, and to build homes for those who have either lost a home or need a home. And it started out in Miami. It started out, I believe, after Hurricane Andrew. And when Hurricane Andrew hit, there was thousands of homes that were leveled by the hurricane, and not enough builders, not enough equipment, not enough materials that could even get into the state of Florida. And an organization decided to, do their filing of their 501c from a nonprofit organization. And the good thing about them is that they recruit everybody. Everybody is a builder. So if you have an organization like a Chamber of Commerce, you can get those people together to build. So, I guess the bottom line is that there's a lot of good people in the world, and there certainly is a lot of needy people in the world. And
For sure, but also what you have said is so important because everyone has the opportunity to do it, do it by yourself. And that's one of the main messages. Because here, you think, oh, this is just for guys. No, we as women, we can do it also, and be empowered to build a house. Why not? When you see me in the show, I'm like totally hands-on. Of course, I receive help, from masters, from really experts. But the main message here is you can do it. Tools are there. We can make it by ourselves. So, what is your next project, for example? Are you going to build something?
No, you're looking at a man right now who can't even screw a light bulb. It takes 3 of me to put a light bulb in. But I will carry your belt.
What
If
about
you want to
you?
build something, I will carry your tool belt. I can guarantee you that.
Well,
I can guide you.
every makeover has to tear something down before they begin. I would be on the record book.
Guys, you're so cute. I need to keep going, but
That's all right. Well,
I'm
listen,
so happy to be with
we
you.
want to thank you for coming on the show today. And if you leave us your information, we'll send you a copy of the tape. And this way we can spread the message as long as we can. And we thank you very much for being on.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. That was nice.
There you go, folks. If you didn't look a lot of good, and that's one of
Once again, creating magic, Sherwin-Williams, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Google, Microsoft, you name it, they're here to talk to the Latino community, which we know we represent 53% very soon here in the United States. And with that said, our talk is all about bringing from the red carpet all the way to the canvas to the red carpet, all the art happenings. And let me tell you, art happenings really started with one man, Bob Goodman, who brought Art Basel to Miami Beach. Good morning, Bob Goodman.
Good morning. You're much too kind. I didn't single-handedly do it. I've just been part of it.
I've heard differently, but it's okay.
a very humble man.
A very humble man, but I have to tell you, a very active man. Someone who is an activist, a philanthropist, someone who is totally inspired and passionate about the arts. He has been behind the scenes of Art Basel, and Art Basel brings 100,000 people in 4 days. It is one of the most important events internationally of contemporary art. Millions of dollars are sold within the first few hours. Bob, tell me, what was your vision with your team to bring it to Miami Beach?
The team came from Basel, Switzerland. Basel is about an hour from Zurich, and they had been running an art fair for over 30 years in Basel, which had become the biggest and most important art fair in the world. And some of them came to our city and saw the climate and saw the hotels and thought about maybe launching the baby sister here. This was back in 2000. I was brought in by Norman Brayman, who was a major art collector who had been visiting Basel for many years buying art. Norman is the philanthropist. Norman is one of the most respected men in all of South Florida. I love him dearly. And he introduced me to them, and they retained me. I own an advertising marketing firm now, over 4 decades. And I worked with them to organize and to launch December of 2001. Then the tragedy happened at 9/11 in September, and we postponed till 2002. So this year, next December, will be 2014, which will be the 13th Art Basel Miami Beach.
That's amazing.
It has become, as the New York Times says, the Olympics of the art world. And we're very proud to have it here in Miami Beach, and you're here to stay. And as you said, Susana, it brings people from all over the world, and it's become a great event for all of us.
It absolutely has. What did you see? What have you seen throughout the years? What are some of the most fascinating things that have evolved through Art Basel Miami Beach?
To me personally, what's the most fascinating and the most rewarding is to see young people that would have never gone to a museum come to Art Basel with their parents or groups from their school. They're exposed to art, they learn more about it. And also how we have become a platform for people of all cultures and races to come together, different backgrounds, and all walk around and see art and buy art. That's been most rewarding. It's a great, certainly a great event for tourism, filling our hotels and restaurants. But at a more important level, I think it's done so much for all of us in South Florida, where we now think of ourselves a little differently. This used to be a cultural wasteland. Now we sort of are a little proud to say, oh, we're from Miami. Oh, Art Basel's there? Oh yeah, every December. So that's cool.
I think you've given everyone in South Florida who lives here a little bit of pride, a little bit of ownership. There's no doubt that for myself, coming from New York, we feel that. Talk to me about at 10 years from now? Where do you see our path?
Well, you know, we really don't want to become more and more people coming to the event at one time, because if it gets too crowded and it's too difficult to move around, it really will lose what we all enjoy. You know, success brings crowds and traffic and all that. So we're hopeful that as we remain here, we'll have a new convention center, which will give us hopefully an additional ballroom for more space. And I just hope that it maintains the same level of quality, and that more people will buy art and enjoy it and be part of it. So that's really what I'm hopeful to see continue.
Excellent. Well, certainly we do with another Art Basel and one less ultra.
Oh my gosh.
Amen.
Amen to that. I have to tell you, out of all the events, Art Basel has really been so wonderful to the city of Miami. It has totally brought in, like you say, international dealers, international galleries, people that probably would have never really thought of coming to Miami Beach at all. They still considered it another part of the world, you know. They don't see Miami as part of the States. And so here, considering 10 years ago how much more that was the truth to many people, we know that this is a cultural, multicultural city with so many dynamics, so many languages, so many different pockets, from Windward, which is Puerto Rican, Little Havana, Little Haiti, to around with the Colombians, on and on and on, to see the planes come off with Germans, Australians, French, all over, locals that come from far north, New York, Philadelphia, Connecticut. It has been an amazing event. It's a 4-day event. They spend millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this event, Art Basel. It's over only in 4 days.
We don't do any advertising. Another aspect that I think your listeners would like to know is that we launched Art Basel Hong Kong. And last year, 5 major journalists came from Korea, China, Japan, Hong Kong to see Miami Art Basel Miami Beach. We will start seeing more people from Asia come to Miami Beach, and more people from Miami go to Asia for Art Basel. This again will extend the brand, extend tourists, and I think this is very positive, because if the world and the countries could get along better and meet each other in a common place like Art Basel, this is good for world peace and commerce and all that we all need. So I'm very proud and lucky to have been part of it from the beginning.
Well, you know, what we've done also is the legal effect, which is the commerce of the legal area. I mean, that's really what is really taking hold of people to understand that Art Basel has created a platform for the legal area, for it to be a permit, so that when you're gone, part of our Basel platform.
Well, he needs to go 51 weeks a year, yeah.
Right, when Art Basel is gone, it still takes over because the really was the precedence that started the art culture in Miami.
Well, I have to tell you, that's absolutely true. And we said Art Basel definitely is a person that injected art and all the things that are happening. Obviously, there are a handful of other passionate people that have also done amazing things, like, you know, the Goldmans and even the Esnasso family that came from Venezuela, but did a beautiful gallery, have invested. So we're very proud of our Miami art scene. Now, when the convention center goes down, which is slated for this year or next year, where will you temporarily go?
Well, the city of Miami Beach has been so good about recognizing how important the event is. So in the phasing of the building, there's a commitment that we will not be displaced. They'll do it in a phase so that we'll be able to work around it, or the construction will be around it. So we're hopeful and we're very optimistic that with good planning, there won't be a major interruption of Art Basel. That's the plan, that's commitment from the good mayor, Mayor Levine, and so we're not worried. We're going to be working closely to make sure that Art Basel remains so that everybody that comes to it from all over the world and South Florida will be will be very pleased.
Well, that's great, because I could definitely put an end to the rumors then, because there's a lot of rumors out there, Los Angeles, watch out, and so we were concerned, and so I didn't want to put you on the spot, but to me it was very important to know, is Art Basel staying in Miami Beach? And yes, it is.
Yes, I'm glad you brought it out, Susana, because we had no plans to move or leave, and Art Basel will become a fixture beyond the 13th year. It will probably be here as usual.
Now, in Art Basel, Miami Beach, how many galleries, international galleries, how many did you start with, and how many have you grown?
We started with 2 halls, and now we're at the full 4 halls, which completely covers the 500,000 square feet of the convention center. We have 250 galleries. We have about 900 that apply. We have a selection committee that meets for a week in Miami Beach. They're from all over the world. They come here. In fact, they just wrapped up last week. They stayed at the James Hotel. They go through all of the applications, and then they send out a report card saying you're admitted or you're not, thank you. And the interesting aspect is that something like 99% of the galleries that were here last year reapplied. So that means they were very happy, they sold a lot of art, and they wanted to come back again. So that's what it is. Let me add that we have other things that go on during that week. We have something called Art Conversations, which is a wonderful panel discussion, free to the public every morning at the convention center. We have a film that's also open to the public at the Colony Theater on the Friday night of Art Basel. So what we do, we have Art Public, which is adjacent to the Bass Museum at Collins Park. This is major art pieces and sculptures, also free and open to the public. What we try and do is create an atmosphere for art for the entire week, so that it is not only about what goes on inside the convention center, but what goes on around it. And we've seen, as you know, areas of Miami, like the Design District and Wynwood and other places, have now had other art fairs. And we're very pleased that we're the big event, but other good events have taken hold, so that the art lover and the person coming to Greater Miami can visit Art Basel and can also spend time visiting all the other art fairs, galleries, collections, the wonderful new museum. All of the museums in South Florida will have special shows during the week of Art Basel. So we're thrilled to be a part of it, and I want to thank you for having me today.
Oh, I have to tell you, I'm very honored. I remember 5 years ago I met you at the South Florida Concierge Association, famous one in Jungle Island, and you are always very receptive. You are as large as you are to many people in the art world. Bob Goodwin is a name that everybody knows and associates with Art Basel, Miami Beach. The backbone of bringing that show, keeping that show, growing that show. And I know that a lot of people just think, oh, there's a lot to put that show on, like you just said. Now, when do you actually start? Now, if you're an artist, just for our listeners, if you're an artist interested to be shown in Art Basel, you would have to go through a gallery. So a gallery would be the one that would have to present its portfolio.
Right. The gallery is like an agent, and the gallery would apply to Art Basel with the portfolio of art or artists that they would like to bring. It takes about 2 weeks to build the show. All the walls are brought in from Basel in 20 shipping containers at the port.
Wow.
All the lighting comes in from Basel, because what happens after the fair, it's all broken down and shipped back to Basel for their fair in June. So we have an art fair in Miami Beach in December, Art Basel in Basel in June, and Art Basel in Hong Kong, which is in March. So but I'm only involved with this one.
And I have to say, the Art Basel in Switzerland, I have to thank them, because Rosa Carlos de la Cruz went there this year, and they fell in love with Rob Pruitt. And they ended up bringing 257 canvases from Rob Pruitt called Us. And to see that Rob Pruitt's canvases, which on the horizons, the radiant horizons of Mark Rothko, but Rock Pruitt decided to put two eyes, a nose, and a mouth on it, and he thought to himself, and to see those canvases and those beautiful radiant horizons, I gotta tell you, thank God for these wonderful art shows. You definitely changed the demographics. You brought art to the community versus people going to museums. And like you said, it brings a younger crowd. Every year it's fresher. Every year it's the biggest buzz. From Jay-Z to Beyonce, it's from the hip-hop rock, it's from the music industry. It has changed its demographics as a whole. It is the event of the year. And us in Miami Beach, we are so proud of our Basel. Thank you, Bob Goodman.
I wanted to mention that Carlos and Rosanella Cruz, that they're listening or if they get a copy of this show, I wanted to mention how much they meant to our Basel from the very beginning and throughout. They've opened their home, they've just been wonderful hosts, they've been wonderful people. And I just wanted to mention and say thank you on the air to them as well as many of other good Miami people.
I thank you, Bob Goodman, and your website for everybody to know about Art Basel 2014, the biggest contemporary show, the Olympics of the art world. Bob Goodman from Art Basel. How can they find out?
Very simply, go to artbasel.com. It's extremely expansive and comprehensive, and I'm sure that our phone number in the office, the Art Basel local number is on there as well. So I'm sure that see you all at Art Basel in December.
I will be there with bells on. Thank you, Bob Goodman. Louis Bayer is going to come